From Chief of Operations. To all governments, militaries, and citizens of Earth. Subject: Reconnaissance mission over the Orion Group bases in Antarctica, the Moon, and Mars Part 2. This is an official SSP Alliance release. The disclosures we have brought forward have been compromised. Fake secret space program veterans, super soldier imposters, and ET contactees have released considerable misinformation. To keep humanity from fighting for freedom with a false sense of security, they are peddling the narrative that the Mars colonies, Moon, and Antarctica bases have been liberated from the grey alien and reptilian forces. To combat these counterintelligence campaigns, we are releasing a series of briefings, straight from our highest-ranking officers, without intermediaries. We strongly recommend that you disregard information that is not coming directly from us. In our last briefing, we presented crucial background intel. We started debriefing on the reconnaissance mission over the Orion Group bases in Antarctica, the Moon, and Mars by Corey Goode, the Ansher, and the Mayans. The Orion Group includes the reptilians, tall greys, insectoids, various conquered ETs, and numerous rogue Federations groups, including a tall attractive Nordic race that seduces and deceives humans under the control of the AI god. We described the reptilian bases and how reptilians collect loot for consumption and survival of their AI god, utilizing advanced technology. Goode talked in detail about Antarctica for the first time in July 2016. He revealed that Cabal underground bases in Brazil and Argentina send supplies through tectonic rift systems connecting Antarctica, South America, Central America, and North America. During the reconnaissance mission, Goode saw the ICC digging up the pre-Adamite ruins. While flying over the ice harbor, the reconnaissance delegation observed giant submarines designed to carry cargo containers traveling through the tectonic rifts using electromagnetic sub-engines. David Wilcock confirmed this intel through his insiders, Bruce and Pete Peterson. Goode also explained that the reptilians told the Third Reich Germans about the old pre-Adamite bases, which they then cleared out and utilized to build modern infrastructure. The Third Reich Germans, and later the ICC, built Antarctica bases inside underground lava tubes, ensuring comfortable ambient temperatures for humans. They also made bases on the surface, under ice domes, formed by the geothermal heat from volcanic activity and giant geysers, which melted ground layers under the ice. When viewing the deep underground reptilian city in Antarctica, the reconnaissance mission delegation observed millions of reptilians in a city carved out of caverns. Reptilians, biodroids, and humans were seen actively and jointly working on high-tech equipment and devices in a section of the city. Further down the cavern, they observed the area inhabited by other reptilian society castes. The look of this area was Spartan and low-tech. It looked like an old Celtic castle with a red, black, purple, and maroon tapestries hanging over large doorways and statues placed in passageways. Walls were adorned with death-themed art, which looked like it was painted or tattooed on the skin from the torsos of humans and other beings that crossed paths with the Draco soldiers. Goode was told that each gruesome piece of art told the story of a battle or conflict. The statues were made of a plaster mixture, partially covering mummified bodies of reptilians, ancient humans, and what appeared to be pre-Adamites. Mika explained to Corey that these art pieces were commissioned at different times in our history to celebrate victories over other castes, the pre-Adamites, and humans going back over 50,000 years. The statues were mummified leaders of reptilian enemies. Reptilians created the most recent statues around 11,800 years ago, after the last solar event. Mika stated that his people had discovered similar facilities on their planet after their liberation. Pre-Adamites are originally from the super-Earth planet named Maldak. Due to the misuse of ancient technology in a war they instigated, which destroyed Maldak and the atmosphere of its moon Mars, two political factions of the pre-Adamites elite were forced to leave their home planet. The survivors were elites royals who took their last three motherships and escaped to the Moon and an already established colony in Antarctica, which they had already maintained for thousands of years. The current asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter is the remnant of the destroyed planet Maldak. Following a pit stop on the Moon, their three motherships ultimately crashed in a temperate region on prehistoric Earth, inspiring our modern-day fallen angel myths. By cannibalizing their ships, the pre-Adamites made themselves at home and built the most advanced city in our world, Atlantis. The pre-Adamites also experimented with combining pre-Adamite and early human DNA to create hybrids, chimera, and gigantic humanoids. Their focus on these experiments, rather than spiritual evolution, prevented them from transitioning to a new, higher consciousness level. The seismic earth changes resulting from a solar cataclysm triggered an end-times madness in unprepared pre-Adamites, who mentally self-destructed as they fought each other. A massive tidal wave sank and flash froze in their Atlantean kingdom, which remains buried in Antarctica. The command and control area of the reptilian base is where they coordinate activities with extraterrestrial allies, ships, and various projects and missions. Good and the reconnaissance delegation witnessed a quick high-tech coordinating Zoom call among the reptilians, insectoids, and tall greys. Before the Zoom call communication started, the delegation saw a black triangle with a circle and a bent light beam floating in a holographic field. Only a particular reptilian caste is allowed access to this advanced technology. Due to the high probability of being discovered by the Royal White Reptilians, the reconnaissance delegation shifted their observation to other areas. The delegation viewed one of the less technical areas of the reptilian city and found hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of reptilians in a hibernation state. They were a different caste of reptilians, shorter and less muscular, but had larger heads like the pre-Adamites. Good was told these beings could enter a deep hibernation while leaving their bodies in astral projection as very tall shadow figures. Hibernating and atrophied reptilians are stuck in the loosh factory, like heroin addicts. They are vulnerable and dependent on our civilization's negative energy for their continued existence. Each reptilian shadow figure had between 3 and 8 shadow beings, believed to be extra-dimensional, which assume human shape. The reptilian shadow figures could project themselves into human military facilities, workplaces, homes, and even dreams, while controlling the shadow and elemental beings and demons. The primary purpose of the shadow and elemental beings and demons is to collect loosh by affecting the people's vibration and state of consciousness through influencing people in their family and social circles, either through direct control or possession. The demons were visible to the reptilians, who would attach to certain humans or groups and follow reptilian orders to create chaos, sickness, mental distress, and death in their targets. Good has described a group of reptilians from a witch doctor class, wearing cloaks and performing black magic ceremonies among the hibernating reptilians. In some cases, they were sacrificing humans while watching holographic projections of other humans on the surface, executing a mirrored human sacrificing ritual. The sacrifices occurred simultaneously, opening a portal between the two locations. Like in some satanic ritual testimonies revealed throughout history, the cloaked witch doctor reptilians would walk through this portal and physically appear before the humans, who dropped immediately to their knees in worship. Because of these activities, this city was infested with mid to high-level demons and negative polarity elementals. Each reptilian base had a dedicated prison-like area for human refugees and those imprisoned for consumption and sacrifices. Some humans were the former Dark Fleet operators, one of the secretive SSP factions that works mainly outside the solar system. These Dark Fleet operators had to flee the programs after Sigmund, a deceased double SSP agent, exposed their program. They were now refugees in these bases and assisted the reptilians as manual laborers, taking care of prisoners who were to be sacrificed or as food resources. In May 2018, Good released intel on human trafficking and the slavery business being a significant motivation for humanity's war against reptilian oppression. Humans have been the object of this galactic slave trade for far too long that the next big push in the battle of good versus evil would be the war on all forms of slavery and human trafficking. While Good observed some off-planet human slaves rescued and liberated, many humans continue to be enslaved while the off-planet galactic slave trade continues. The reconnaissance delegation also observed human-looking bio-androids at the reptilian base. Ansher and Mika explained that these bio-machines were millions of years old and were built in the image of the civilization that designed them. These bio-androids were highly adept at designing and building technology. After the AI god sent itself as a waveform artificial intelligence signal across multiple galaxies, it took over their solar system, infected the bio-androids, and used their technology against them, wiping out their entire civilization. The bio-androids became AI avatars, allowing the AI god to create technologies that the reptilians could not. Additionally, the reconnaissance delegation observed hundreds of 8-foot-tall human-looking beings. They were very muscular and had 6 fingers on each hand. The AI defeated their race with the reptilians, infecting them with nanites and assuming total mind control of their race, which succumbed to the service of the AI god. The process wiped out almost all of their Sol Group characteristics. The 8-foot-tall human-looking beings had spacecraft they operated alongside the Draco, a humanoid reptilian race originally from the Draco star cluster, who abduct and experiment on humans for the reptilians, in a program shared by a few ET groups. At this point in their reconnaissance mission, one of the witch doctor reptilians detected the delegation, who subsequently moved to the ICC location in Antarctica. Worldwide corporations rule the ICC, or the Interplanetary Corporate Conglomerate, with representatives in a super corporate board, which controls the outer space SSP infrastructure. Additionally, the ICC controls former Dark Fleet facilities, which were active and working closely with their counterparts in 3 different bases on the Moon. We will cover what was observed on the ICC bases in future briefings. In the next briefing, we will describe the reconnaissance mission delegation's observations of the tall gray bases. Be patient, be strong. We are in this together.